Hi, President Tinubu. Nigerians are counting on you. Nigerians are counting on your leadership. Never mind those that did not and don't support you and you know, as a politician, you as the head of the government of Nigeria. Maybe because of your policies and positions or whatever you call it. Um, well, but I don't generally buy into who you are and your ideologies and your personalities and all of that. Nevertheless, all of that. The point is, as long as they're Nigerians, as long as we're Nigerians, those that support you, those that don't, those that agree with you, those that don't, we are all counting on you. We are counting on your leadership because you are the leader of the nation called Nigeria. Today being the 23rd of November 2025, you are the president of the Republic of Nigeria. And I am emphasizing on that fact because when we look into the country and the need for leadership, you are the one that we look to because you have occupied and you are occupying that position of leadership, the presidency. Equally, you are the commander-in-chief. You are the commander-in-chief. It's a huge responsibility, sir. It's a huge responsibility. And the truth of the matter is, you signed up for it. You signed up for the strength that comes with the office. You signed up for the weaknesses that come with the office. You sign up for the opportunities that come with the office, and the threats thereof, So that's SWOT principle of leadership, if you like. And I'm not teaching you anything, but I'm just saying that being the president of one of the greatest nation in the world and the largest black nation in the world by population, the responsibilities are enormous. The responsibilities are enormous, Mr. President. And again, I say, you signed up for it. You signed up for that position and everything that comes with it. Everything that comes with it. You signed up for it. And as a president of Nigeria, you are at a very, very extremely difficult position right now. I empathize with you. Excuse me. I empathize with you as a human being. I empathize with you as a Lagosian, from one city boy to another city boy. I empathize with you as a fellow Nigerian. Even though you hold the office of the president, You are a Nigerian. I am a Nigerian. And for that reason, I empathize with you and the leadership role that you hold. That said, you signed up for this position and everything that comes with it. And if we go back to that SWOT principle again, strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Nigeria as a nation is at its weakest position, threatened by non-state actors, your terrorists, your bandits, whatever they are labeled. The nation of Nigeria and our people are threatened by these forces. And obviously the intention, amongst others, is to weaken the nation state. But guess what, Mr. President? You have the responsibility to defend the nation called Nigeria. It is your sole responsibility as the president and the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, and obviously through the instrumentality of administrations and your ministers and all of that, and every other thing that is in your power to use to defend the nation called Nigeria. I would have loved to go into the US thing and all of that, but I don't want to. And the reason why I don't want to is because, it's has too many layers to it that one cannot, even when one tries, you cannot exhaust these layers to then be able to bring a balanced opinion to what could be a solution to what Nigeria is going through under your leadership. Mr. President, it is what it is. It is what it is that in 2025, the threats that the nation Nigeria is going through is so enormous, and you are the leader of that nation, entrusted with the responsibility to defend, the oneness, the prosperity, the security of the people, So, I'm saying, Mr. President, that we're counting on you. We're counting on you. We're counting on you. It's a word of encouragement, equally a word of a word to challenge you, to say that there is more, that you can do than what you are currently. The lives of Nigerians are so important, very important, that you have to put everything within your power as granted by the Constitution, you know, also with the assistance of, international collaborators and, governments across the globe that are willing to assist, not by force or violence, let alone self-interest, as one might look at it. Hence, I was saying that, I don't want to go into the US position and, all the layers and whatever that is. But I'm now talking generally that as the president of Nigeria and the, power and instruments and all of that are available to you, locally, you should use them. And so also you need the help of international bodies that can help. This insecurity must come to an end under your leadership. If there will be anything that should be your legacy, is to bring an end to the insecurity that is plaguing Nigeria. One of your positions, when you are applying for or campaigning, whichever one is suitable, for the position of a president, one of the things that you emphasized on was foreign direct investment. But look, Mr. President, there will not be foreign direct investment without sustainable security of life and properties. There shall not be foreign direct investment without sustainable security of lives and properties. There can't be. There shall not be. Nobody is coming to invest in a nation that cannot defend the lives of our people. Nobody is coming. When you bring in billions of dollars to invest, build factories and all of that, but your workers cannot get to work because of insecurity. And if your workers cannot get to work because of insecurity, the factory or whatever it is that the business that you set up as an investor is going to inevitably die. So, if one ties that back to the SWOT analysis that would be done in the process of investing in a nation like Nigeria, look, Mr. President, it's not happening. The threats to investment are too much. And Nigeria as a nation is becoming weaker and weaker by the hour, because it looks as if every hour now there is something or the other. It looks like every hour there is something, there is one bad news or the other. People being kidnapped, killed, all these things. Nobody in their right senses is coming to invest their hard-earned money in a weak nation that is threatened by insecurity, gross insecurity. Nobody's coming. And, if people locally cannot do business safely and foreign investors cannot come in and establish their businesses, the nation, Nigeria, will continue to be weakened and become poorer and poorer. And honestly, that's not the legacy In fact, that, before we even go into legacy or anything, that is not the nation that you want to lead. That's not the nation you want to lead, because there's no productivity. There can't be internally generated revenue. If that is not there, no tax, no improvement, and all of that. So, Mr. President, you have to do more. You need to do more. You have to do more. You need to do more to secure the life of Nigerians. I mean, it's so sad. So sad. Young people abducted and, hauled into forest and jungles, and before you know it, ransom are being asked. The question, that we must ask as a people is that what happens to these kids? What happens to these children? And I can go on and on about some of the past incidents. We heard about how they are raped, and it's almost as if these evil people, terrorists and bandits are creating, families and generations out of these vulnerable people, and I'm sure many of them would be indoctrinated. Again, when you begin to think about when you begin to think about the nuances, it's so sad, man. It's so sad. It's so sad. What about the parents of the children? What about the children of the parents that are, abducted and kidnapped and all of that? It's a big mess. It's a big mess. It's a big mess. And like I said over and over again, Mr. President, Bola Tinubu, this is all on you and your leadership and your government. You ask for this. You ask for this position. And another thing is, none of these things are new. None of these threats are new. Forget about the party that is, in position of power. Let's forget about the party now. Let's look at 1 decade to 2 decades ago, 10 to 20 years ago. These things have been there. And because they were not dealt with, it's emboldened and continues to weaken the nation called Nigeria. So, yes, some of the incidents might be happening in new fashions and all of that. Some of these non-state actors and their threats and all of that, and the way they do things might be different, and the versions thereof and the ways that, if one can call it strategy, fine, that they adopt to perpetrate their evil acts over the people. Maybe they are using different tactics and the rest. But nothing is new. It has always been there. Nevertheless, You campaigned and, wanted it. And I'm emphasizing this aspect of the old talk because, again, you, Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you applied to be the president of the nation called Nigeria, knowing full well the challenges that come with it. You cannot say that you don't know. You cannot say you don't know. Your people know, your party knows the challenges, the security challenges that Nigeria as a nation was and is facing. Nevertheless, you applied. And unfortunately, it's not reducing the threats, the insecurity, and all of that. It's even getting worse. So, sir, you cannot appear in any shape or form. You cannot appear weak as a leader and as a nation. And as an administration also, you cannot appear in any shape or form weak. And what that means is that, whatever it takes, Nigeria must be secured. Every single inch of that nation called Nigeria must be secured as a matter of urgency. And Mr. President, you are the one that is in charge. And I'm not suggesting it by any means. I'm not suggesting it by any means. Except otherwise you resign today. I'm not suggesting it. I know that you have the capacity to be able to implement the things that are required for Nigeria to be secured, but it has to take, deliberate and very serious actions. But I'm putting this to you. I'm placing this at your doorstep because as at today and the time recording this video, you are the president and the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of the nation called Nigeria. So, it's all on you. It is 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 all on you. All on you, Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to secure Nigeria. It is all on you to secure the people. It is your responsibility. It is your sole responsibility. And your responsibility through the people that are within your administration. It's not time for fanfare. It's not time for fanfare. If it will go down in history that you have the most difficult administration, so be it. And so also is the opportunity to be able to go down in Nigerian history as the president and the administration that brings about the security and dignity of Nigeria and our people. So I know I've said a lot, and there's more to be said. But Mr. President, I want you to succeed. I want Nigeria to succeed. I desire that our people are safe. I desire that our people are safe. And that the nation prospers. You know, I mean, look at the nation of South Africa hosting G20 on African soil for the very first time. And unfortunately, you couldn't be there. You had to send your deputy. And more importantly is that if South Africa is not safe from the context of the nation, being threatened by non-state actors the way Nigeria is, G20 is not going to happen, and it's a pride of and for Africa that G20 is happening in Africa, for the very first time. Is there crime in South Africa? Yes, but the nation is not threatened as a whole by terrorism. I think that's the point that I want to make. In reference to South Africa, the nation is not threatened by terrorism. Nigeria is. Nigeria as a nation is threatened by banditry and terrorism. When investors are choosing when investors are choosing the nation to invest in Africa, is Nigeria on top of the list? Is Nigeria on top of the list, considering the potential and. But when investors think about the immediate, the short, and the long term, the long term of their investment and the sustainability thereof, is Nigeria on top of mind and on top of their list? I doubt, because like I mentioned earlier, who wants to invest their hard-earned money in a nation that is not safe or secured? It's sad. It's sad. I am convinced that you have the capacity, Mr. President Bola, I'm convinced that you have the capacity or the potential to be able to secure the nation Nigeria. But you have to prove us right. You have to prove us right. For those that believe in the potential and the capacity thereof, you have to prove us right. You have to prove us right. Nigeria as a nation cannot be a laughing stock. I mean, look at how Ghanaians are laughing at us. On a lighter note, look at how Ghanaians are laughing at us. I mean, going back to South Africa, I'm sure they have fun also, unfortunately. Some of the things coming out of Nigeria, again, that's another matter. But more seriously, it's so sad what's happening to our children. It's so sad. It's so sad. So, Mr. President, let's start hearing, uh, updates, on the solutions that you and your people are coming up with to ensure the safety, the security of lives and livelihood and properties in Nigeria. Pray for you that God will give you the wisdom to be able to act swiftly. I pray that God will give you long life to see a safe and prosperous Nigeria, and to fellow Nigerians, that have lost family members, or maybe your family members are kidnapped, or you have been a victim of this terrorist act. Sorry, God will give you the strength to be able to bear this unfortunate loss. God bless Nigeria. God bless the Republic of Nigeria. God bless the Republic of Nigeria. God bless our people. God bless Africa. Thank you for watching.